I appreciate everybody out there. For real. 11/11/2023. Saturday. All right. If you're at home or if you're just working, whatever, it's just another day, but I appreciate everybody. A 96-year-old Korean War veteran is still attempting to get a Purple Heart medal after 7 decades. Today's Veterans Day. You see that? But back to this story. Okay, first let me show you this. This says after 3 years of fighting, the war ended in a stalemate with the border between North and South Korea near where it had began at the war's beginning. All right, you see that? Right there. And look, it says North Korea aimed to militarily conquer South Korea and therefore unify Korea under the communist North Korean regime. I mean, unify sounds good, but is there any way possible, to unify and be different and not agree on everything? This is not how mature people operate. Okay. And don't tell me this is just how it has to be either. But back over here, stalemate, like a 50-50 split, right? With this calculator, and this is ABC 123, look at the chart, Korea equals 50. Okay, like a stalemate, like a 50-50 draw. But this says the Korean War started in 1950. And today is Veterans Day. Very interesting. Veterans Day today leaves 50 days remaining in the year. I mean, that's not it. That's not it. Look, a 96-year-old Korean War veteran still attempting to get a Purple Heart medal after 7 decades, right? When you write out 96, you get 50. Like Korea equals 50. That war was a stalemate, like a split 50-50. Started in 1950. And today, Veterans Day leaves 50 days. And this article's from yesterday. Okay? But you see the 104 right there? You know? We'll get into the name right here. His name is Earl Meyer. Actually, yeah, we'll come back to this 104. Okay, so let me show you this article. Right here, you see yesterday, November 10th. Let me maybe zoom in a little bit. November 10th. So if today leaves 50 days in the year, yesterday, November 10th, leaves 51 days remaining in the year. And you see the name right here? Earl Meyer. Look, you get 51. It's these are 4 base ciphers, ABC 123 forwards, and you get reverse. And then you're just going to reduce it forwards and reverse with the reduction ciphers there. You know, when you reach the 10th and beyond, you just add the 2 numbers together, reduce it, and then add it up. Earl Meyer equals 51. And the article, the day leaving 51 days in the year. Right here. You see that? Day leaving, but that's not it on that. Okay, Army equals 51 as well. It says over 70 years later, the 96-year-old is still waiting for the U.S. Army to recognize his injury and to award him a Purple Heart Medal, which honors service members wounded or killed in combat. You see that? Army. That's in reverse. Z is 1, A is 26. Army, you get 51. Back over here. I just want to help try to show that, the world it's completely fake. And I'm not talking everything like you can't make outcomes happen in your life. I'm just saying they have to keep control of us by scripting like these stories, following narratives, and it's history repeating itself to just keep everything the way it is, okay? Look, it says he was injured in 51. Where is it? Right here. Let me zoom in. You still can't really see it. Right there. Who fought for the U.S. Army in the Korean War. Earl Meyer equals 51. Army 51. Article, day leaving 51 days in the year. Wounded during fierce combat in June of 51. Okay? Suing the Army to try to get the Purple Heart Medal. I mean, I can't really give an opinion on that. I would feel deceived if I was a part of a war. That's just my opinion coming from that point of view. Okay? That's not speaking for anybody. I respect anybody for what they want to do. It's all good. That's my point of view. If you write out, it says June of 1951. If you write June, let me just see. June equals 50. And that takes us back to the 1 and the 4 we saw. June equals 50. Stalemate. 50-50. Korean War. Started in 1950. Already running it back, right? Because that was just on the fly. Veterans Day leaves 50 days. Write out 96. It equals 50. 50-year-old. Wow. So since we're there, it says injured in combat, right? And you write out June, you get 50, all of that. But you see the 1 and the 4? Oh, and if you write the number 7 and decades, it equals 155 to go with all the 51s right now that I just hit you with. But look at the 1 and the 4 in June. This is over a Purple Heart. Look. Purple Heart, 140. June equals 14. Here, I'll come back to that. Purple Heart. We're all learning here. Some of us know more than others. I ran these numbers before. I want to just take another little look at that real quick. Wow. Purple. That's interesting. Purple syncs up with the name Trump. You get 88, and Trump equals 47 as well, and 29. That's just interesting. Heart. Wow, Heart and Trump, you both get the 25. and that 29 again, and the 52. Okay. So let me just go back to the 4s. That was just on the fly. Okay, so you see the 140 right there? All right. Look, it's a 190-day span. Check this out. Did I say that right? 140-day span from the start anniversary of the Korean War to Veterans Day. You see that right there? June 25th. And you see how it syncs up with the 50 right there too? Look at that. 140, like Purple Heart. 140, right? Okay, and look at US with the 1 and the 4 thing and the 40. You see that? US equals 40 and 4 and then 14 and 2 ciphers. And look, even if you write out 96, that's a 96-year-old. Back to that, 104. Okay? And even United States, when you write it out, equals 40. Right there. And since we're on that, you see the 157 with the United States. Purple Heart. 157. Death Hoax. Interesting. 157, and you get that 41 in there as well. Right? Purple Heart Medal equals 175. Okay? So you see it right there. Purple Heart Medal 175, Death Hoax 157. Purple Heart 157, United States 157. I'm just kind of going off. I have notes here, but I just end up going off the fly. Look how Korean equals 64 and 28 right there. And look how the Korean War ended on the 208th day of the year, like Korean equals 28 and China equals 28, and China was backing North Korea right there. China 28 and metal equal. Okay, let's just do this. Metal equals 28 as well. And you see metal 28 and 35. China 28 and 35. Korean 28 and 35. And the Soviet Union was backing North Korea, and the US, they were in for South Korea, right? And the Soviets were with China, correct? Soviet Union 55, like North Korea 55. And so look, the span of this war was 333 days. Right there. Began June 25th, 1950. And it says ended July 27th, 1953. 3 years and 33 days. Masonry equals 33, right? A stalemate. That's about it. We ran through that pretty nicely. 15 minutes, a lot of information. My dog's sleeping comfortably. Oh, what's this? Let's see what we have here. Ads, I guess. Here.
We got the whole crew here already.
My family, we've always known that my dad was in the Korean War. We've always known that he had been injured in the war. We didn't know the stories, the particular stories.
I just want to run that name. I just can't help myself. Okay. I'm just looking. Okay, I'm just looking. All right, I'm done.
About how that happened is, as you may know, veterans don't talk about war. They don't talk about their experiences.
You shouldn't ask a bunch of old guys how long ago something happened. You know,
Shout out to these people. I mean, because even if they were deceived, that's a big mission to put yourself out there like that. And if they want, they can believe what they want if they think that it's real.
And then they started dropping mortars on us, and that's
Why
when I
is
got
it by
hit. I didn't even feel it.
Earl Meyer?
And
Come
my
on.
pants was
Equals
sticking to my
51.
leg.
The article, The Day Leaving
By the
51
time we got out,
here.
and I just
Earl
reached
Meyer, you
down
may
to
not know this.
pull it loose.
You may not know this, Earl Meyer. No disrespect to you. Okay? I mean, no disrespect to you. Wow, you get the 1 and the 4 again. No disrespect to you, Earl Meyer. But look, that's the cipher right there. It's not my opinion. Okay? There's only 4 of them. There's more ciphers. But this is what I'm using here. It's easy for me. I think it makes sense too. But look, Earl Meyer 51 in reverse reduction. Okay? And the article on the day leaving 51 days in the year, wounded in 1951, Army equals 51, war equals the reflection 15, and the number 7 and decades, like it says right here. Still attempting to get a Purple Heart medal after 7 decades? Just write it like that. 155. Okay? So that's it. No offense to anybody. The only thing I could say is my opinion is the numbers show that they're putting out these stories by the numbers. Okay? So it's not necessarily people don't get hurt, people aren't harmed, and all of that. If it is going to be that, then that's that. But if it goes the other route, why is everything by the numbers? And let's talk about the world being fake. Okay? So I am Math to Con. It is 11/11. I am in Arizona. Arizona is 111 years old. The Diamondbacks were in the World Series, right? And remember, they beat the Yankees. On the side note, whatever. Right after 9/11 hit, and it was the 119th World Series. Come on. And New York equals 111, and the 11th state. Genesis equals 111. The whole world is fake, scripted by numbers. That is my opinion. That is what I think. I am allowed to think, right? I appreciate everybody. A 96-year-old Korean War veteran is still attempting to get a Purple Heart medal after 7 decades. When we look at Purple Heart symbolism, the Purple Heart medal is presented to service members who have been wounded. You know, we kind of knew that, but I'm just taking another look. Or killed as a result of enemy action while serving in the U.S. military. Shout out to people harmed by a lot of these, you know, deceiving storylines played out there as, you know, real events that aren't scripted. But a Purple Heart is solemn distinction and means a service member has greatly sacrificed themselves. They kind of tell you. Or paid the ultimate price. I mean, they're not lying. They're not lying, y'all. Did Pat Tillman must have got a Purple Heart for that script, right? Right here, Arizona, right? Yeah, I would say he got wounded. Come on. Okay. I am Matt Toucan. Until next time.